Is this the best laptop stand in the world? Let's have a look. Dave Taylor here, and I spend a lot of time working on my laptop. You probably do too. And you know, ergonomically, they're not really very good. There's a lot of issues. We'll come back to them in a second because I'm looking at a solution to some of the issues with ergonomics on a laptop. I'm looking at what's called the Majextand. And yeah, I know the spelling's a little bit terrifying, but it's a stainless steel laptop stand, and you can see it's on the bottom of mine. And it's really simple. Once I install it, I can just simply pull it and get to whatever angle I want, and then I can, for example, do this. And why is that helpful? Well, it's definitely not helpful for your wrists, right? So if I open this up, and let's just sort of open up the laptop. So there are two key ergonomic elements. The first one is the angle of your wrist for you to be able to type. And generally speaking, you want to have your wrists just straight. This should be a straight line. It should not tilt down, and it should definitely not tilt up. So what I just did is not so good for my wrists, but we'll come back to that, because the other piece of ergonomics is actually the screen. And what you really want is you really want your screen to be at eye level. So really, I'd like to have my screen here, but that makes it a little hard for you to see me. So anything that raises my screen up obviously is going to do good things for my neck and my back and my shoulders, and I'm just going to feel better using that. So the Majextand solves that problem by making it super easy for you to adjust it to whatever height you like. And what's cool is the whole design is super neat, right? You can see it is an incredibly slim case or stand, right? In fact, it's 0.066 inches thick. The entire unit adds a whopping 4.8 ounces, and it is 5.5 by 5.5, so it's easy enough. It literally affixes with an adhesive that comes right off. I've already taken it off and put it on a couple of times. I'll get back to that in a second, but super easy to work with. And you can see you just position it sort of central and near the back, near the hinge. That's all there is to it. Now, the company recognized that by doing this, it's possible on many computers that the tabs or little feet won't be enough. So they include additional thicker feet. So this turns out really well. So I have these thicker feet I put on all four spots. And the ones in the front, of course, are shaped that way so that even if I angle it, it still stops it slipping. So they really thought this through. Very, very nice. And it has 6 adjustable elevations. And I'll just show you. You just sort of pull it up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I count 5. I guess if you have it where it's completely recessed, that's the 6th. Okay, so it says 6 adjustable elevations. I'm going to call it as 5 adjustable elevations plus your laptop. But even here, this is at the highest elevation. It's still stable, easy to work with, and again, this will raise, you can see from the side, this will raise my screen a good 3 or 4 inches up from where it would otherwise normally be. And especially if I'm maybe watching some video or just reading a document or something, that difference will change my body alignment, and that'll actually be ergonomically good. So you then have the issue of the keyboard. And obviously, you know, the more you do this, you might have a nice job raising up the screen, but your keyboard kind of gets all messed up. So my solution to that, have an external keyboard. This is, and I don't think you can get these anymore, which is sad. This is the beautiful old Apple Bluetooth wireless keyboard with aluminum case and everything. This is a very nice, as you can see, small, simple, easy to work with little keyboard that's still better than the keyboard on the MacBook Pro. But we won't go there, that's a whole different video. But suffice to say, this setup now is really great because I can have my screen nice and high, so that's better for me because I'm gonna actually be less likely to scrunch and crouch over it. And I have a keyboard that I can put at whatever position I want, or even have it on my lap if I want to sit back and recline while I'm working. So the combination of these two is a big jump up on ergonomics versus just having your laptop. Now, again, if you don't have an external keyboard, then having this sort of setup where it's at an angle like this is not going to do your wrists any favors. You're going to actually probably have really painful wrists, carpal tunnel things going on, and repetitive stress stuff, it's not going to be pretty. So if you don't have an external keyboard, then you might want to use the two side tabs and not close it all the way, but maybe just have it to the first stop. So now it's still a little better, but now you can actually make a conscious trade-off of, what's more important, raising your screen up or having your wrists at a good angle. So that's something you might even adjust as you go along on a given day. So super easy, and I'm a big fan. They've done so much right with this. The packaging actually mimics the design of the product, which is really cool. So here's the package it comes in, right? And you lift this up in basically the same way that you use the product itself. And then this opens up, and then you have different components in different spots here. You even have, this looks like little shoestrings. These are extra adhesive strips. So if you want to take it off and put it on a different computer, which is super easy to do, I've already done it a couple of times, you can actually, if your current adhesive isn't working, you have a replacement. Now, the only thing I will say, and I'm talking to you guys, Majextand, is that your instructions are wrong. Your instructions say that you should have the logo actually further from the front of the computer. But a little practice demonstrates that that is not correct. So this is the front of my computer, and there's your logo. So I don't know whether something got confused between printing and manufacturing, but experiment with both orientations on your computer if you get one of these, to make sure you get the one that gives you more stability when you actually have it at maximum extension. So super easy, and when I realized I had it on wrong, I just popped it off, turned it around, put it back on, done. Literally like 15 seconds, super easy, right? So this is a pretty neat product, and it's a beautiful piece of engineering. I'm really, really a fan of it. And so I will simply say that we need to talk about the price. But before we get there, and let me just put the package back together because it's such a neat piece of packaging. But before we talk about the price, I want to ask if you can subscribe to my channel. And if you use a laptop stand, tell me in the comments, do you also use a separate keyboard, or do you sort of sacrifice your wrists in the interest of your neck and your screen height? So, I mean, it might work great for you. You might have super supple wrists because you do lots of wrist yoga or something. I don't know, maybe I should just move to Hawaii. Never mind, I won't go down that road. But let's just get back to the product. So this is the Majextand stainless steel laptop stand. It's available in space gray and black and gold and silver. This one's silver, which is why it matches the color of my MacBook Pro. It obviously will work with any laptop, but it's designed for the MacBook line, which is why the metal colors match. If you have a different laptop, use it and try it anyway. It is $49.99 at Amazon.com. So it's pretty spendy for a laptop stand, but its real secret superpower is that when it's closed, it really adds no thickness to your laptop, and that makes it a pretty fantastic option. So this is Dave Taylor. I'm going to get back to my work, which means I'll catch you in my next video.